Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Suki Nihon, we're going to go ahead and review episode 26 of Season 2 of Steven Universe. This episode is called Log Date 7152 and centers mostly around Peridot. I was afraid this would be like a recap episode, but it isn't. Where to begin on this episode? Well, let's start at the beginning. It starts about maybe the day after Peridot's outburst has ensconced her firmly within the crystal gems, and she's having a little bit of cognitive dissonance about that. So she's recording into her little voice recorder thing that Steven gave her about this cognitive dissonance, gets frustrated, gives the recorder back to Steven, and then wanders off to talk to Garnet. Now, Steven goes ahead and listens to the recorder. The recorder kind of helps put more of a frame on Peridot's mindset with her little outburst, and I think it does it fairly effectively. He's sitting there listening to that, and then you get to see what he's listening to. Pretty much Peridot trying to make friends and understand the crystal gems a little bit better, especially Garnet, who's always permafused essentially. And Peridot has to come to grips with a bit of that. You get some interesting little tidbits and stuff where, like one part where Peridot's looking up jokes to try and figure out how humor works. There's a part there where she has a hypothesis that maybe all the Earth creatures here can fly. So at one point she pushes Greg off the roof to check and see if her hypothesis is correct. Luckily Garnet catches him, and he doesn't die. So that's a thing. Anyways, you get to see a little bit of just her mindset for that. She's just trying to figure stuff out and find out about it. You get some pretty good character moments with Amethyst and Peridot. Amethyst pretending to be Peridot. And also a part there with Garnet and Peridot where they discuss fusion. And then they try and do a fusion dance, and they're not going to show us that yet. And then more things where there's a part there where Peridot is overanalyzing a Salute Your Short style novella or melodrama TV show from one episode. Watches one episode, pages and pages of notes. I have maybe a page worth of notes here. I could probably do several pages of notes per episode, but then these would be way too long and people wouldn't watch them because sometimes people tend to tune out around 7 minutes. But yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good. A lot of little character moments. A pretty light episode after all the stuff that went down in the last episode. A lot of people were thinking that this episode would end with some type of big reveal or some type of a moment. But no, it's normal. The drill's coming along nicely. We got to see Opal again. And lots of stuff happening in this episode. Not too bad. I'd be interested to see where they're going with this, because we've already seen a screenshot or two from episodes that haven't aired yet, and I'm looking forward to seeing the interaction between many of these characters. So, if you like this episode, tell me what your thoughts were below. What did you think of it? If you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other videos. We're going to start moving these into little playlists. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.